Hello there, followers of darkness, here I am, Lord of Shadows, and here I am today to do another discussion video. And this time it's going to be about Star Wars Rebels, more precisely Star Wars Rebels discussion video. So, basically, before I came into the main title of this discussion video, I just wanted to say that, well, since Star Wars Celebration, since Dave Filoni officially announced, Star Wars Rebels Season 4 is going to be the last season of the show. Tell the truth, I'm really sad, I'm really sad, brokenhearted, like all other, Star Wars fans. I'm really, really sad, that Dave Filoni is gonna end, this really beautiful show, which I think is on the same level as the Clone Wars, which also a lot of people said, it's not. But for me, it's on the same level. So unfortunately, like we all know, Star Wars Rebels Season 4 is gonna be the last season of the show. And also shorter than season 2 and 3, with 15 episodes. Well, episodes. Sorry, 16 episodes if you include, the mini movie. But actually, fair enough, it's gonna be shorter in the same way as season 1 was actually. What a coincidence. Okay, whatever. So, tell the truth, when it comes to Star Wars Rebels Season 4, in some way, telling the truth, I somehow predicted that, like everybody else, that season 4 or maybe even season 5 are going to be, the last season of Star Wars Rebels, or season 4 or even season 5. I don't know, because the truth is we are really, really getting closer to Rogue One, and like watching the premiere trailer of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, seeing like Saw Gerrera with hair, and Yavin and all that. Yeah, I can definitely see that we're getting closer and closer. Sorry for the burping. Sorry. I can definitely see, that we're really getting closer and closer to Rogue One, So, the main title of this discussion is, because since we all know that Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to appear in Season 4, which, saying that, I do believe, we already guessed, my discussion is going to be, will he meet his demise in Season 4? Tell you right now, spot on, I don't want him to die. I really don't want him to die at the end of Season 4. I really don't want to, but now since Star Wars Rebels Season 4, the official trailer, we find out that another character from Legends is gonna make an official canon appearance in Star Wars Rebels, which is Rogue. Also, if you don't know who Rogue is, in the Star Wars Legends, or more precisely in the Thrawn's trilogy, Rogue was the bodyguard of Grand Admiral Thrawn, and also his assassin. Because the last book, after Rogue find out, what happened actually to his race, he decided to kill with his own hands. He decided to kill Grand Admiral Thrawn in the last book. So after after seeing Rogue appearing in Star Wars Rebels in the official trailer, which also he's gonna appear in Star Wars Rebels Season 4. Now I don't know if he's gonna be like one of the main villains, but seeing him, I got this really big question on my mind since I saw him, because my question was, will he kill Grand Admiral Thrawn the same way as he did in the Thrawn's trilogy, almost as in Star Wars Legends books? Because because like I said, a lot of people actually were discussing if Rogue is gonna make an appearance in Star Wars Rebels Season 4, that he's gonna definitely kill Grand Admiral Thrawn, just like he did in the Thrawn trilogy. But for me, it will be really great, to bring the Thrawn trilogy in some kind of version in canon. It will be really great to see that, But in some way, a lot of people are saying, that Thrawn is gonna meet his demise in Season 4, But I really don't want that, because after so many years, we finally get, this great character from Legends to canon, and now wasting him after 2 seasons of Star Wars Rebels. I really don't want that. I really want to see him again, even if I know that, he didn't appear in the original movies, blah, 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 I know that, I know that, but, also, even a lot of people are concluding that, because after the Bendu saw, tell, Thrawn about his destiny, or more precisely about the Thrawn prophecy, when the Bendu said, I see your defeat, like many arms surround you with a cold embrace, I see your defeat like many arms surround you with a cold embrace. In some way, that doesn't sound like, Rogue, killing him, by himself like he did in Legends, because, like many arms surround you with a cold embrace, which also in some way, like I said in the 0 Hour episode review, that actually sounds to me like, that or like, you know, a group of people is going to kill him, or maybe the Empire is going to betray him, or maybe, you know, he's going to go to exile. I don't know. But the one thing is, in the way how I see it, you know, because a lot of people actually were like commenting this prophecy, like the Ben was actually speaking about the Empire itself, not about Thrawn, but the Empire itself. You know, in some way, you know, it makes sense, but actually, you know, I mean, like I said, it makes sense when the way what the Ben is trying to explain, but you know, but everybody, you know, reasonably, you know, can conclude, you know, that he was speaking about Thrawn, you know. So, but like I said, I repeat again, I really don't want Thrawn to die in season 4. You know, I really want to see him again, because like I said, I don't know, maybe, you know, because like I said, if he lives now, here's one of the ways how he can survive. Now, one of the ways is that maybe he can, you know, maybe he will go to exile by himself. Maybe he will go to exile into like some different realms, well, not realms, sorry, into different like parts of the galaxy. You know? Because if you remember, or maybe even, you know, if he goes to exile. Number one, number two is maybe he's gonna be banished, you know, in these unknown regions. Because if you remember, you know, from the book of the Battle of Endor Aftermath, the Star Wars book, you remember, you know, that in one of the you know, points of the story, it was explaining, you know, that the Emperor Palpatine, you know, was sending people, you know, to the unknown regions of the galaxy, you know, to discover them, you know, conquer them, you know, and to find out what, you know, what is hiding, you know, in the other side of the galaxy. You know. So one of the reasons, like I said, before I get into this main part, the two main reasons before is, or he will go to exile by himself, in a way like he's going to run away, or more precisely, you know, he's going to desert, you know. Or maybe number two, you know, he's going to be banished. Or number three, here it comes, you know, when it comes to the aftermath, you know, the unknown region and all that. Maybe Palpatine is going to send him and his troops, or more precisely his fleet, he's going to send them into unknown regions, you know. And maybe, you know, he's going to be, you know, to try, you know, to find out different planets, try to conquer them, you know, try to find out what they're hiding, discovering about that, you know, some sort of way. And even if that is possible, if, for example, if that happens to Thrawn, maybe some way we're gonna get some kind of teaser for Supreme Leader Snoke. I don't know, I'm just saying it because, like I said, I saw many different, you know, theories when it comes to Snoke, you know, and Emperor Palpatine, you know. So I'm just saying there's a lot of possibilities, you know. But for right now, before he die, you know, I'm talking about ways, you know, just not to let his character die. Like I said, he could go, you know, like I said, maybe Emperor Palpatine could send him into unknown regions. Like I said, to find out, you know, these unknown territories, try to conquer them, try to find out, you know, the secrets and all that. You know, because, you know, in some way, because Palpatine wants to expand his empire. You know. If you, of course, you know, read the book, you know, you already know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's one of the things. You know, now, okay, you know, like I said, this one, like, that's the three reasons, you know, in some way, you know. So now, like, including all the three reasons, you know, like I said, or he's going to exile, you know, like I said, or he's going to desert from the, sorry, if he's going to defect from the Empire, you know, that means, you know, he's going to go to exile now, you know, and maybe, you know, so he's going to go to exile. Number two, he's going to be banished, you know, like, you know, maybe Emperor Palpatine, you know, maybe, you know, after, you know, he's going, maybe after in season 4, maybe this season is going to screw up something at the end, at the finale, so maybe, like, Emperor Palpatine is going to, like, I don't know, like I said, like, you know, take away his title, you know, or like, you know, revoke him from the Empire, you know, and then like banish him to some kind of unknown region, you know, maybe like the other side of the galaxy. I don't know, you know. So that's the second part. The third part is like I said before, Emperor Palpatine, you know, after he's fight against the rebellion, you know, he's gonna, you know, like, he's gonna tell me to make a mission for him so that he can go to unknown regions, try to conquer them, you know, to find out what is on the other side of the galaxy and all that. So, speak about those three reasons, the three ways, you know, so, you know, if he speaking about these three ways how he can survive. Now, the main reason is if he survives and if he disappears in these three ways, like, you know, being banished, exile, or more precisely banished, defected, or like was sent there, how he's gonna return, how he's gonna come back, you know, because like I said, like everybody knows, you know, Thrawn does not appear in the original movies, and of course, you know, a lot of people were saying like Thrawn is gonna appear in episode 8. No, it's a you know, it's been so long, you know, it's been like 30 years, you know, and when it comes to, you know, the time skip and all that, so no, he's not gonna be in episode 8. But still, talking about that. Now, if Thrawn was there, if Thrawn was in this unknown region, no matter what kind of way when it comes to those three, no matter how he could return. Now, they can make him return, or like in somewhere between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, or maybe like between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, or maybe more preferable after the Battle of Endor, after Return of the Jedi. And if they do that, then we can finally see the Thrawn trilogy. You know, of course, you know, they're gonna do it in the canon way, but in some way, you know, we can finally see Thrawn trilogy, you know, from Legends, you know, brought, you know, to canon. So now, okay, you know, now, of course, you know, everybody knows that the time, you know, between, you know, the year between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens is like 30 years. So in some way, it's kind of difficult to make, where, you know, for example, like the series is going to be put, you know, like maybe like in the middle of Return of the Jedi or the Force Awakens, or maybe after a few years after the Battle of Endor. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know. But the main thing is, if he survives, you know, then I can really believe that, you know, that like in Legends, he's gonna wait in this whatever place he will go. He's gonna wait there after the Empire falls, and he's gonna come back, and just like in the Thrawn trilogy, he's gonna take the remnants of the Empire, and maybe, speaking of that, maybe we can find, you know, if we find out a little bit about the First Order, maybe even look, because if you remember in the Thrawn trilogy, Thrawn takes the remnants of the Empire and try, you know, or more precisely the Imperial fleets, and try, you know, to rule the galaxy, you know, with an iron fist. Now, we all know that in canon, the remnants of the Empire is known as the First Order. Now, what if Thrawn survives? What if Thrawn is one of the co-founders of the First Order? I'm just saying, you know, like not making Snoke the only one who created this organization. It could be even that. Maybe, you know, Thrawn could be a co-founder of the First Order. You know, maybe maybe even, you know, they're gonna add some new characters. Maybe like, you know, the ones who created the First Order. Maybe, you know, Thrawn and Snoke are not the only one. I don't know. I'm just saying. But it would be really perfect and beautiful if they bring the Thrawn trilogy, you know, to canon. Of course, you know, made in a canon way, in a canon style. Of course, you know. Now, okay. Now, those are my parts when it comes to Thrawn to survive. You know, like I said, I repeat again. The only way he's going to survive is or he defects from the Empire and goes to exile, or he's going to be banished. You know, after screwing up with something in the Star Wars Rebels Season 4, or Emperor Palpatine is going to send him there, you know, to try to, you know, to discover these unknown regions, the other side of the galaxy. Yeah. Now, speaking of that, you know, now, like I said, a lot of people are saying that the Thrawn is going to die in Season 4 just because Rogue is going to appear in Season 4. Now, we don't know if he's going to play the same role as he did in the Thrawn's trilogy in Star Wars Legends. You know, because in Star Wars Legends, like I said before, he was the Grand Admiral Thrawn's bodyguard. Now, we don't know if he's going to play the same thing as he did in Legends. You know, we don't know if he's going to play a Grand Admiral's bodyguard. We don't know that. Maybe, you know, like I said, maybe he's gonna play as an assassin. Maybe he's gonna play just a, you know, normal mercenary. Maybe he's gonna play, you know, as a bounty hunter, which is which actually lacks of a possibility. It's a really, you know, small possibility, but still, I'm just saying, you know, because like I said, just like I'm saying, you know, maybe, you know, maybe in Star Wars Rebels canon, maybe he's not. Maybe in Star Wars Rebels, maybe he's not gonna play, you know, the same role as he did in the Legends. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying. You know, because, you know, a lot of people are, you know, are commenting that, you know, after Rogue, you know, he's being confirmed in Star Wars Rebels Season 4 after seeing the trailer. You know, like, okay, that's it. You know, like Thrawn's gonna die in Star Wars Rebels Season 4. You know, because he's gonna kill him the same way as he did, you know, in Star Wars Legends. You know, but I actually, you know, like I said, even if that's true. You know, I think it could be really, really all too easy, like Darth Vader was said, all too easy, you know, to kill him off, you know, by Rogue's hand, the same way, you know, as, you know, as he did, you know, in the Thrawn trilogy, you know, because for me it sounds way more predictable, you know. Just knowing that Rogue is gonna make an appearance in Star Wars Rebels Season 4, you know. So like I said, you know, it makes it way more predictable, you know. So if they're gonna kill him off, they're gonna do in some way that it's gonna make it very unpredictable, you know. But you know, but the only way I can see that, or you know, like I said, Rogue is gonna play. Maybe you know, Rogue even can kill him, but not as his bodyguard. More like maybe like he's like an assassin, or maybe like he's gonna be killed by other Imperial officers. Maybe the Stormtrooper is gonna go against him and kill him, you know, by the orders, I don't know, of Darth Vader or Emperor Palpatine. Because here's the thing, because maybe you know, because a lot of people are saying that maybe Star Wars Rebels Season 4, maybe Thrawn and Darth Vader are gonna work together, you know, to destroy, you know, the rebels. And maybe even, you know, of course, maybe even Darth Vader, you know, is going to be like jealous, you know, of how much Thrawn is close, you know, to the Emperor, or maybe like how Emperor thinks about Thrawn. So maybe, you know, he's going to do, you know, whatever it takes, you know, to destroy him, or essentially terminate him, you know, because, you know, they were actually also explaining what the Bender said, you know, I see your defeat like many arms surrounding with a cold embrace. They could even explain that. I'm just saying, you know, that he's going to be betrayed. Because that's actually what he's saying, that he's going to be actually betrayed. Almost precisely like stab in the back. Just saying, you know. But I really don't want, like I said, I really don't want to see Thrawn die, you know, because like, just wasting the character after just simply 2 seasons of Star Wars Rebels, you know. I really don't want to see that. I really want to see him again. Now, like I said, if that's true, that he's going to go, that he's going to be sent somewhere else, you know, like I said, in unknown regions of the galaxy. Maybe even, like I said, maybe he's going to return somewhere between New Hope or Empire Strikes Back. Or maybe between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Or maybe after the Battle of Endor, or more precisely after Return of the Jedi. Which for me would be really cool. And also it would be really cool to see him as one of the co-founders of, you know, the First Order. You know, because like I said, in the Thrawn trilogy, Thrawn, you know, took the remnants of the Imperial fleet, you know, and tried to rule the galaxy with the, you know, as him, you know, as, you know, being the Emperor, you know, of the galaxy in some way, you know, with an iron fist. So, you know, so in some way, you know, I could definitely see, for example, if that is true, you know, if, for example, if Thrawn appears after, you know, the Empire has fallen, you know, and taking the remnants and all that, and being the co-founder of the First Order, maybe, you know, like I said before, maybe Snoke it wasn't the only one who created the First Order. Just saying. So maybe, like, you know, maybe after like few seasons for a series after the Return of the Jedi, you know, when Thrawn dies and all that, maybe, you know, after, you know, all other co-founders of the First Order dies, you know, that will also explain, you know, why Snoke, for example, remained alone as, you know, as the only supreme leader of the First Order. Just saying. Which also will explain, you know, in some way how Snoke was connected with Ben Solo, more precisely with Kylo Ren. Because if you remember, you know, from the, you know, the little scene and all that, Snoke was connected because Snoke was keep an eye on Kylo Ren, more precisely Ben Solo, since the moment he was born, since he was a little baby. So, you know, so also, you know, we can even somehow get, you know, discover a little bit about that. Just saying, you know. So in some way, you know, actually, you know, that's all, you know, I wish to talk about, you know, because like I said, in my personal thoughts, I don't think Thrawn is gonna die, you know, because even for me, if he's gonna die after season 4, for me, it would be a little bit too weak and too soon to kill him off, because, you know, I know that, you know, maybe a lot of people will not think about that right now, but I really wish to see more. I really wish to see more of Thrawn, you know, because like I said, after just killing him off after just 2 seasons, sounds a little bit weak to me. Just saying. A little bit too weak to me. So, like I said, I really wish, you know, they send him somewhere, you know, and then he stays there, you know, until like between episode 4 and 5, or between 5 and 6, or maybe like, you know, he's gonna return somewhere like, you know, a few years after the Battle of Endor. You know. Just saying. You know. But I repeat again, it would be really cool to see him as one of the co-founders of the First Order. Just saying. You know. So the main question right now is, will he die? Now, I really don't want to see that, but also there's so much chances that they point, you know, that he's gonna die, you know. But, you know, in the way how he can die, like I said, or maybe Rogue is gonna kill him, or maybe he's gonna kill by the Imperial officers, maybe the Stormtroopers, they're gonna kill him, or maybe even Darth Vader will kill him personally. Sorry, maybe even Darth Vader will kill him by himself. Or maybe Darth Vader, you know, out of jealousy or something, you know, maybe he's gonna like try to create something, you know, to kill him off, you know. I don't know. there's so much possibilities, because right now we will not find out until Star Wars Rebels season 4 will come out, which is this fall 2017, which I think will be or somewhere in September or October, when season 4 is gonna start, So for now, this is my discussion. So the main question for all of you right now: will Thrawn die at the end of season 4? Now, like I said, a lot of people are thinking that he's gonna die, but I really don't want. It, because like I said, I repeat, I want to see more of Thrawn. I want to see more of Thrawn, more of his character, his genius, him as a villain and all that. I really want to see more of him. So here I am done. Read the video, comment, subscribe, give me your thoughts, give me your ideas. Okay, for right now, the only thoughts and ideas that I really wish for you to give me: will you think Thrawn is gonna die? Do you think he will die, or do you think he will survive? Give me your personal thoughts about this discussion video. In general, drop me a like. I really appreciate it. Peace, everyone. Have an awesome day. Lord of Shells, like always. Signing off. May the Force be with you. See ya.